about the old Cyclone Rake. This is one of the originals. So right now this thing is probably 13 years old, something like that. So I'm about to do some repairs on this before we get going. See the splits in the hose? That's because the hose is as old as the rake itself. Here's some more. Let's see. You see those? Where are they? I'm trying to see in my camera here. Alright, there's the splits there. There's a few. There's a couple more. We're gonna patch these up with the old duct tape. Works wonders. 500-mile-an-hour tape. This is what I gotta do when I get back from church. Don't let that camera fall. So we're gonna repair this one first. This ain't even the good duct tape. This is the homeowner's duct tape. I got some commercial duct tape in the garage. Today we're being a professional homeowner. So we're gonna fix up all these splits because sometimes we get a little cheap on certain things, but we run them until we can't run them no more. We got our money's worth out of this hose and then some. Just got back from church, which was awesome. Pastor got into Revelation, which scares a lot of people. Men's hearts will fail them for what's coming. All right. There, boy, go put this back where you found it. That repair is done. Look at that. Good for another 3 seasons on that baby. Now here's something we did. We didn't put the original attachment on here. The one that they use, I really don't like. So I modified it and used the original John Deere attachment here for the regular bagger. The hose fits over that, we clamp it right down, and it keeps the hose elevated, whereas the original Cyclone Rake adapter has the hose drag the ground, and it works just fine like this. There's enough suction. So you can see a little date on the side of that machine on the impeller. 11/15/20. We changed the impeller. Had the original on it, and there was only one fin left. So we used to use this Cyclone Rake on 4 cemeteries and also 9 or 10 yards plus some commercial properties in Harvard. So you could see that this thing is weathered, but it's still working just fine. This has been one of the best investments that we made over the years. So we're gonna check we already checked the oil the other day on this. I'm gonna make sure there's still gas in there. Gas is full. I put fresh stuff in there. Gonna do a cold start. Choke right there. Give it just a little bit of throttle there, And now we're going to swing away. Not as easy doing that while filming as you think. So all these years on this Tecumseh, I only had to rebuild the carburetor one time, and that was about 4 seasons ago, I think. Something like that, but that was an easy build. Other than that, we've never had any problems with this. We adapted it with the dual wheels instead of the singles. Gets pretty heavy when it's full. This is the smallest model, and I retrofitted this to the D140 John Deere. See the configuration down here? You have to tap that plate and then the 2 quick connect pins. It's purring like a kid. So that's one full load. That was just about completely full. That's a lot of leaves right there, and grass clippings. I'm going to use some of that to go on my garlic beds for insulation. All right, so that load was just about completely full. Hold on, John. That load was just about completely full. If I had to do another probably quarter of a yard, what would happen is when this completely fills up, all the air will exhaust out of here because the air gets blocked. When you're normally filling this thing, the air has to exhaust out of this top, and that's what forces the grass and everything to fall into this bagger area, because the air exhausts out of here. So when the air has nowhere to go because the leaves and everything are blocking it, it exhausts out of here, and you can tell that right away by the sound of the blower. So you'll know that it's time to go dump that. So we had to use our hand to empty this out a little bit. That's okay. We just went a little bit farther than we should have. Normally you just dump it and it falls right out, but we like to push things to their limitations. So we temporarily parked it out here now that we got this canopy cover. We used to cover it with tarps. I just had to disconnect that end of the yellow vacuum tube from the housing, just to give it a little narrower stance. That's good, John. You could kill it.